I've been gone for a while, but I was just juggling school, mental health, the usual. So today we're talking about my favorite subject in the world. It's sustainability. I am someone who was, and I'm trying to get back into the sustainable life, but I've been very sustainable all my life, meaning like I love things that are sustainable. What is sustainable? Sustainability is basically the idea that things we get should last for a long time. So we're not like buying and throwing things away and buying and throwing things away. Especially for people like us who live in the first world countries per se. We have a lot of privilege, we have a lot of things. So being mindful of how we consume is very important. So now we're going to talk about periods for people who bleed. I heard about the Diva Cup when I was maybe 15 in a classroom. Mind you, it wasn't with the internet, it wasn't with YouTube. It was literally a professor was like, not a professor, a teacher was like, hey, I have this thing, and she just talked about it. And I was like, oh, that sounds really something that I need, because I didn't like tampons and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to try it. So from that, I didn't think I went to buy the Diva Cup right away, but I was definitely like, okay, this is like, you know, when someone says something that's in the back of your head, basically. So it was the back of my head, and so I think one day I went and got it. I was so excited to try it because one, it was sustainable. The Diva Cup is basically, you see it, it's a menstrual cup that you put inside your vagina and it collects the blood. So the blood goes here and you collects it, and then you take it out and you dump it and then you put it again. That's basically the idea. Why is it sustainable? Because it can last up to 5 years. That's what they say now, but maybe it can last longer because it's made out of silicone. And silicone is a material that is not toxic to your body. If you don't know, tampons and pads are heavily toxic. You also have to be mindful that, you know, there's chemicals, and that inside your vagina can cause a lot of problems, a lot of imbalances and infection. Shock syndrome is something that it's something that when you put the tampon in, it can literally, your body can go into shock and you can die, lose a leg. But I feel like a lot of videos about the Diva Cup don't go in details, so I'm here to let you know what's up, what's the tea. So yeah, tampons are toxic, pads are toxic. It makes, let me give you an example. Well, how you can know that pads are toxic? First, if they have a perfume, if they have a scent, that's toxic. Your vagina doesn't like anything that's not from the vagina or the body itself. It doesn't like the vagina. It says it also likes water a lot, and it cleans itself. Okay, it doesn't need anything to go inside that it's not natural per se. So how you can know that tampons or pads are also toxic is the smell. So for example, when I use the Diva Cup, there's no smell. Literally the blood, like let's say I take it out and it's full of blood, it can maybe smell a little bit, even like, I know that sounds weird, but a little bit sweet and metallic, like that. The smell, that's how the blood smells. Okay, it doesn't smell like when you have a pad on a tampon, because the chemicals mixed with the blood and your body, that's what gives the smell, because there's chemicals in it. But when it's just the blood, it doesn't smell. I hope you're following. Okay, so that's number one. So we can also call that a pro of the Diva Cup. It doesn't really smell. Actually, it doesn't smell, period. Yeah, like, you know, we, like, as people who bleed, as black people, as black women, we have to be mindful of what we put into our bodies, period. Okay, it's like, I don't know, it just makes sense. Like, why are we putting things inside of us that are chemicals? Like, it doesn't make sense. And it shows how much the healthcare system or the system in general doesn't give a fuck about our health. So a lot of the times you have to take that into your own hands and, you know, take care of it. Let's talk about the pros and the cons of the Diva Cup. For me, there's a lot of pros, but let's start with the cons. A lot of people have a lot of problems with it. One problem that people have with the Diva Cup, that's what we're talking about, remember, it's that it's hard to put. They don't know how to put it on. They don't understand shit about it because we're socialized to know about pads and tampons. I'm gonna be straight up with you. When you get a Diva Cup first, it's gonna be hard to get a grip of it, and it's gonna be hard to understand how to put it in. It's gonna be hard, like time, because most likely we're not taught to go inside our vaginas if it's not in a sexual way. We're not taught or, you know, encouraged to touch our bodies, to, you know, like get to know ourselves. So when you get something like this, you're like, wow, what the fuck am I gonna do with it? It's too big, da da da. They can experience a lot of leaking, but the leaking comes because you didn't put it right. But I'm gonna explain how you can maneuver that better. So one thing that I'm gonna tell you right now, like I said before, it's gonna take some time, and it's basically you need to get to know your body. For me, I think it took me up to a year, so maybe 12 cycles or less, around maybe 6 months to a year to really get a grip of the Diva Cup. And now I'm 21. I think I've been using it for maybe 4 or 5, I would say 3-4 years to be sure, but around 5 or 3, I'm not sure. So it took me a while to get to understand how to put it, and now it takes me literally 5 seconds and there's no leak. I just know my body now. I know how to position it. I know, because the vagina has literally walls inside it, like things, and then you're literally trying to grip that to the Diva Cup. You're literally trying to grip the Diva Cup to that. So it's gonna take some time. So the number one thing I can tell you is be patient with yourself, be patient with your vagina, be patient to get to know yourself and how it works. Don't give up because, oh, you tried a month, you tried a cycle, and oh my god, it didn't work out. Maybe put it down for a couple of months and come back to it. You know, like come back to it and keep trying until you understand how your body works. So now I'm gonna show you how I put it in and how my vagina works. You have a lot of ways to put it in, but I'm gonna show you how my vagina is, how I put it. So I use the method that when you fold it like this, but there's also a method when you can fold it like this, but I don't do that method. I've tried it, I don't like it. I think it's best when you fold it into a U. You go like this. Let me come closer. And let's say this is my vagina. I put the Diva Cup with my fingers. I insert it in my vagina and I let go and it opens. And as it opens, I twist it maybe a couple of times. I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3. As I feel like it, I twist it. And when you're twisting it, you're basically making it stick to your walls. You know, I talked about walls before. You're making it stick to your walls so it doesn't come out. Or to your cervix, I'm not sure. And then I twist it. And as I twist it, I'm also pushing it up. So before it was here and now it's maybe here, but actually inside me. And I don't like when the tip is outside, so I really put it all inside so there's nothing here, like outside my vagina, if that makes sense. So one last time, fold it in U, I put it inside, and as it's inside it opens and I twist it, and as I'm twisting it, I'm pushing it oh. I'm pushing it up, and then yeah, that's it. When I put it right, there's literally a sound, like there's a suction sound, like I don't know what the sound, but like my vagina make this sound that I'm like, okay, it's in, it's like thick, and we're good to go. So I explained how to put it, but it's gonna take you some trial and errors, because again, what they don't tell you is that every vagina is different. Not only the exterior, the lips, the clit, everything is different. The inside too is different. Maybe my inside is different. Maybe you have more walls. I don't know, okay, but it's different. So you're gonna have to learn how to put it on yourself. You can watch so many videos, but none of those videos are gonna help you, because that person might have a different vagina, sweetie. Listen. Okay, so people are not patient and they don't want to learn their bodies, so that's why they give up on the Diva Cup. But I'm gonna tell you, be patient. Okay, that was a rant. Issue that people have with the Diva Cup is that it's big, and let's get away with, let's like crush that myth right now. The Diva Cup is not big. Okay, think about how the vagina baby can come out of it. Penises can go into the vagina, dildos go into the vagina. This is not big for the vagina. Listen, this is not big, this is nothing. So thinking that it's big, I don't know why people think that, but it's not big. And now I just learned that they have a model for preteens, not preteens, teenagers. So now they have model 1, model 2, and model 3. So they have 3 models. Model 1 is for, I think, teenagers, maybe from like 12 to 19 or 18, and they have model 2 for like from 21 to, I don't know. And then they have model 3 for women who gave birth, because when you give birth, your vagina is bigger. So for me, when I was a teenager, I know with that model I was experiencing some leaking, but it didn't, like, maybe if they had the model 1 at that time, there wouldn't be so much leaking, because my vagina was probably smaller when I was younger, which makes sense. I would say 80% no, you don't feel it, and 20% yes, you feel it. For example, of course there's something inside of you, but if you really put it deep, like I showed you, like if you push it in and you don't even see the tail, you won't feel it. For me, I don't feel it. You can do sports, you can run, you can do anything, you're not gonna feel it. But maybe sometimes it comes down because of gravity, then you can feel it more, but you can just go to the bathroom and push it in again. And when it's completely inside, for me, I don't feel it at all. Another thing about the Diva Cup, you may leak. It's normal. Like, listen, baby, it's normal. You might leak. I don't know how to tell you. It's like, listen. So what you can do, you can either have period panties, but that's the thing with the Diva Cup. You may leak, but it's never gonna be a lot. It's gonna be maybe some, you know, it's never gonna be a lot. So you can have panty, period panty. You can use these, I don't know what they're called, but it's like, it's not really pads, but it's like, I don't know, it's like thinner. You can have these. You can wear natural pads if you're not, like, if you're scared. Okay, that's something I can tell you. If at the beginning you're like scared, you're like, am I gonna leak, maybe you can wear a pad with it, just to be sure, just so you can live your day. And then once you get a grip of it, you're gonna be like, you're gonna realize that there's no reason for you to have a pad, and then you can maybe move to only period panties. But most likely when you put it in, you're not gonna leak. How to know? Let's say you put the Diva Cup and you're like, you wanna leave the house, but you're anxious and you don't know if you're gonna leak. What you can do, what I do, is that let's say I put it in after the shower. I come out of the shower, I oil my body, I do my thing, I wear clothes, I dress myself. Maybe after 20 minutes, I go back to the bathroom and I pee, and then I check if there's blood. If there's no blood after 20 minutes, that means you put it right, and it's never gonna leak ever from up to the 12 hours. Because you can keep the Diva Cup up to 12 hours, and I keep it more sometimes. Because literally it says 12 hours because that's usually how long it takes for the cup to be full. But if you have a lighter flow or a heavy flow, you might need to change it before 12 hours, or you can keep it on for more than 12 hours. So once you checked after the 20 minutes and there's nothing, go on about your day. It's never gonna leak. That's one thing I can tell you for the anxiety part. So yeah, I would say that's that. Pros of the Diva Cup. It's obvious, you can keep it longer. Like when I still hear people say, yeah, I use pads and tampons, I'm like, that's so ghetto. Like that means you have to change that shit every 8 hours. No, baby, no. If I leave the house at 10 a.m, I know I have till 10 p.m. to change it. Like, that's life. Another pro, the Diva Cup is it's more sustainable and it's less expensive. It's $39 in Canada. I know it's cheaper. It depends. In Toronto, it's more expensive, so it depends really on your city. But in Montreal, it's like $39 without taxes, and you can keep it for a long time. So it's really not expensive compared to tampons and pads that you buy every month for like $6. So you can add that up. Let's say 6 by 12, $24. Wait. 6 by 12 is $72. Is it 70? I don't know, 70 something. Okay. So you can take them out. It's not expensive at all. And another thing about the Diva Cup is that this video is not sponsored, even though I wish it was, but it's not. I just fucking love it, and I wish we all knew about it. Because life would be so much easier. Like, when I have my periods with the Diva Cup, it's like it's not even that big of a deal now. It's like, okay, like it's not that big of a deal. Okay. And also one thing I can mention, I can give you some tips, is that I realized when I put a leg up, let's say I'm in the shower, and then you know the shower has like, how do you say that in English? Des bordures, basically, like the sides. You can put your foot in, and then you can put your feet, let's say I'm like this, you can do this. Let's just put it up, and it's way easier to like get the grip of it. So that's what I would say. That's it. Okay, let's talk about another thing. People talk about, okay, how do you wash it? How often do you wash it? And a lot of on the menstrual cups website, they will tell you how, but how I wash it, it's basically after every cycle I boil it with hot water and lemon. That's it. All of those 2 ingredients kill bacteria, and honestly, blood is not really dirty. Like, honestly, blood is not dirty, it's just blood. It's like, it's a body fluid. So even though there's this conception that blood is dirty, but blood is actually clean. So boiling water helps. So yeah, I've had it for a year, maybe more, I don't know, okay, but this one I've had it for a year. So yes, there's stains, because blood stains over the years, but I don't mind. It's clean. So you can boil it for 20 minutes or more, and after every cycle or before a cycle, you choose. Sometimes I boil it twice, before and after a cycle. It depends on how you feel, and that kills every bacteria, and you should be okay. It's cleaner again than pads and tampons that have chemicals in them. What else? Silicone, like I said before, it's really sustainable. It doesn't, your body recognizes silicone, so it's not gonna be like fighting of like, what the fuck is this? So that's why they chose silicone to make the Diva Cup. And my hopes with the Diva Cup, I know it's gonna sound kind of like white saviorism a little bit what I'm gonna say, but like that's how I really feel. I really wish girls all around the world had access to the Diva Cup, because I'm thinking of some countries where periods are still taboo. Some women don't have access to really menstrual, you know, feminine products. Some countries it's still expensive. Some people don't have access to them. So I'm just thinking, imagine every person in the world that bleeds had access to a Diva Cup. I feel like the world will be like better for them, because once you have that, you're good. You can keep it for a while and you don't need to think about it. Your periods are better, you feel better. Like, you really need to try the Diva Cup to understand when I mean that your periods are like nothing when you have the Diva Cup. There's no smell, the thing is inside of you, you take it out every 12 hours and that's it. You know, it's like, it's not that big of a deal anymore. So that's what I wish. But of course, there's taboos around things that goes inside your vagina because of patriarchy, you know. But maybe one day we'll move past that. Yeah, let's go back to sustainability. So yeah, this is sustainable because it lasts for a long time. It's not expensive. It doesn't harm the planet. You're not wasting it every month, every day of your period. So it's good for the environment. There's no reason why you shouldn't give this a try. There's literally no reason. No, none. Hey, is there a reason? No. So I encourage you to do your own research. But I did the research for you. That's why you're watching this video, because I already did the research. I already tried it for months, for years. So you don't need to go do all that. I'm telling you the information. And that's that. So I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. While I'm editing this video, if some things come to mind, I'll probably just insert them in. But I think that's it. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, subscribe to the channel and let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.